You can't just keep going on pretending everything's okay.
Everything is okay.
It's in our nature to want to be other than we are.
We were lucky enough to get William Atherton to play the part of Mercado.
In polite society, it's customary to knock before entering.
The mayor and I have an understanding.
I bet you do.
I'm just such a fan of Die Hard and the Ghostbuster movies. I just got such fanboy chills that ran over all my entire body.
I had no intention to have an actor of William Atherton's caliber in my TV show and not give him something really, really interesting and challenging to play.
That I got to work with him was just crazy. Then I got to work with him in a rave when he was dressed up as an alien. That is just icing on the cake.
Can I speak to my wife?
Your wife? Well, isn't this awkward? Love the costume.
We really got into the psychology of why people do cosplay and what it means to them and what they find in life. Even if it was about aliens, we tried to make it emotionally truthful.
We are creatures of incredible curiosity. Never be ashamed of trying to be better than what you are.
I think one of the things that is refreshing about Christy to Alec is the fact that she's nothing like Alec's mom.
I don't want you to be anything like my mother. I married you, not some freak in a costume. We'll talk about this when we get...
Don't touch me, I'm staying here.
I think it just freaks Alec out and sends him over the edge. You know, he loves Christy more than anything, but he's upset with her. He feels betrayed by her. He is his father's son, after all. Treasure Doll is Deirdre's stage name, but Deirdre is actually Kevin Murphy's sister's name in real life, and every show that he works on, he throws a Deirdre character in there.
Pretty soon, I'm gonna marry someone rich, like your husband. Someone who treats me like a princess.
I think that these two people have a bond. And if love is need, then maybe they need each other. Maybe they kind of bounce off each other.
When you find the ones responsible for this,
If you mess with Stama, she's gonna mess back.
We're here for Stama. Your presence offends.
Enough! This is a night for truth, a night for our family to come together.
They're still at a point where they need to work out what's going on between them. Otherwise, they're just going to be in a constant power struggle. And while they're having their power struggle, someone else will either, take over, or they'll make themselves vulnerable, or they'll, they won't be respected. They'll be contradicting and undercutting each other. You can't have two pilots.
What could be worth it? I got to work with Grant. Grant Bowler, yeah, he's an actor. He's Nolan in the show. We did a scene together, and I gouge out the gentleman's eyes.
Watch that moment again.
Hey, Nolan.
Because that is the only moment Nolan and Datak have had in the entire season to this point. And Tony Curran and I were making a joke out of that moment at one point because we were like, we've got to make this moment go on forever because we never act together anymore. That's it for 7 episodes. That's everything we do together. So in those looks are a world of yearning.
Scenes with Nolan this season were all pretty heavy scenes. She knows that the moment he sniffs out that something as big is going on, he'll get involved. And her fear is that he'll get into trouble and she could ultimately kill him.
It was a big move. It was a tough scene to get our heads around in terms of what the stakes had to be leading up to that moment to make that okay. Yeah, it's a very, very disturbing scene. And this season is full of that between these two characters. It's very fractured. She's dancing on the edge of losing her father, and him, through pursuing her and trying to figure out what's going on, is dancing on the edge of losing his daughter. So it really, this scene is a real marker of just how close to that line these two get.
One rule. We live or die together.
Who will save you now?
I'm sorry. You deserved better than this.
If you ever loved me, don't do this to me. Do you know what you've done?
I am a monster. Defiance. All new Thursdays at 8, only on Sci-Fi. Imagine greater.